guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cassie here, and today I'm gonna be doing a video for 15 weird things that I noticed after moving to the Gold Coast in Australia. So some of these are going to be just specific to Queensland and the Gold Coast, and then some of these are kind of just Australia in general. So let's get started. So the very first thing that was super weird is that they call their green and red peppers capsicum, and I was like, what? I'm gonna spell that out for you here. Capsicum. I went to Subway and I was trying to order like half a sub, and I was picking out my vegetables and I was like, oh, green peppers, and they're like, what? And then my boyfriend told me they're not called green peppers, they're called capsicum. And I was like, ew, okay, can I have some capsicum? So that, I don't know why they call it differently here. Maybe we're calling it wrong from Canada. But yeah, I just thought that was very weird. Number 2, hot dogs here are not called hot dogs. They're called snags. S-N-A-G-S. And a snag is pretty much a wiener in a piece of toast. So I'll insert another picture right here showing you what a snag looks like. They find us calling it a hot dog very odd, which makes sense because like it's not a hot dog. But at the same time, what does snag even mean? I think snag sounds pretty weird too. Plus, why would you want it in a piece of toast? Like, you can have it in a hot dog bun where it's like all nice and soft and plush, and it like holds the hot dog perfectly. So that's also strange, but you know, a snag is equally as delicious. Oh, hold on though. Now on to the third thing that's really weird. So when I first got here, I needed to use transit as most people would, and I saw this sign. I'll insert a video clip of the bus stop having a sign that says, please wave down your bus driver. And I was like, what? Don't they just stop when they see someone at the stop? But no, that's not how it works here. If you don't physically wave down the bus like this, they're not gonna stop for you. That way they don't have to like make accident stops when those people are actually getting on a different bus, so that kind of situation wouldn't happen. Okay. Another weird thing about the buses, first of all, they're huge, and after I got into one, I was like, okay, it's really nice and spacious, it's nicely air conditioned, I like it. But the thing that really threw me off is buses here in the Gold Coast, they don't tell you what stop is next. So you know how buses usually have like a little, I don't know, LED light thing that will scroll and then tell you, okay, next stop is King Edward or something like that. But no, they don't have that here. It's literally just bus stopping, and that's it. So you have to really pay attention to how many stops you're going past, or else you could easily miss your stop because you're never gonna know what stop you're at. And I don't understand how that works. As a millennial, teenager, sorry, young adult technically, not a young adult anymore, we have Google Maps, you know, like I always have Google Maps open, double checking how many stops are left, so I know where to get off or like when to click the stop button. But then what if you're like an elderly person, you get on the bus, you're trying to get to whatever station, you have no idea what stop it is because first of all, the bus stop itself doesn't have like a big sign that tells you what stop it is, and the bus also doesn't tell you what stop it is. So how would you know where to get on and where to get off? Like, I just don't understand the logic, but it seems like everyone still uses it just fine. If you are Australian, you live in the Gold Coast, Queensland, please write in the comments below why that's the case, because I still cannot figure it out. Like, I just don't understand why. But that was very weird. Number 5. So I went to the mall when I first got here, and I noticed people were carrying shopping carts everywhere they went, like all throughout the mall. Like, you could take a grocery store shopping cart from the grocery store, pack it in with all your groceries that you just bought, and then roll it into Aritzia, for example, and go shopping for clothes in there, and then add bags that you bought from Aritzia and then go to like a jewelry store or something. I don't know, it's just very weird. Everyone just does it here, and I actually really like it because sometimes you're trying to buy a lot of things, but you don't want to carry that many things. And this just allows you to buy all the shit you need, and then you just roll that cart from every single store back to your car, and then you can kind of just leave it on the side somewhere, and all these cart collectors will come every couple of hours to just collect all those carts and replenish them. So I love that. Super useful. Number 6, the drugstores here are called chemists, and it's not like a huge thing that's like weird. Like, I know it makes sense because, you know, the pharmacy is there, but it just sounded kind of weird when I first got here because I'm so used to drugstore. And now that I think about it, saying, oh, I'm just going to buy something from the drugstore, that sounds even weirder, going to the drugstore. So yeah, I don't know, I guess they're both kind of weird that we call it that, and we can buy like regular everyday items in there too. Number 7, Thursdays here in the Gold Coast are their shopping days. So most days, Monday to Friday, everything excluding Thursday, everything is closed relatively early. So malls close at like 4 or 5 o'clock. Restaurants, stores, businesses, they all close around the same time, versus back in Canada where things are open till, I don't know, 8, 9, 11 for grocery stores sometimes. I don't know, I think it's just where I live, it's really chill here, but most people aren't really open on weekends. Number 8, they say, how you're going? And the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, that's cute, how you're going, instead of how are you doing. So that was kind of interesting. So if you bump into someone and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, and they're like, oh, usually people would be like, oh, it's okay. Here they say, you're all right. And when I first heard that, I was like, you're all right. I was like, why am I just all right? Like, I took it like I'm literally just an all right person, versus what they really mean is, no, like, you're all right, you're okay is kind of the same meaning. But for some reason my brain just took it weirdly and I like misinterpreted what they said. So now I'm used to it, but when I first heard it, I was just like, oh, I'm all right. Why am I just all right? Like, I don't know why. Number 9, so as you guys know, I've been on Bumble BFF looking for new girlfriends, and I noticed in the bio, a lot of people that are locals here will write like, oh, I like going for like a cheeky drink and a boogie. And I was like, what? A cheeky drink? What is a cheeky drink? Like a cute drink, or like, I don't know. And then I heard a boogie and I was like, okay, obviously that means I like to go dancing. But I thought it was so cute, like, oh, like I like to go boogieing. Like, it just seems like such a back in the disco age, you go for like a boogie or whatever. But they use that here as just like to go dancing, and I don't know, I just thought it was so adorable. And then my friend told me a cheeky drink would be like, if you were to go out for a drink during lunchtime, it'd be like a cheeky drink, because it's like, ooh, I don't really know how to explain it. Alright, so number 10 is that people in Queensland, I don't know about the rest of Australia, I'm pretty sure it's a very Queensland thing or a Gold Coast thing, but people here don't wear shoes sometimes. And I mean, they don't wear shoes anywhere. You'll see it in the mall, they'll be shoeless. You'll see it on the tram. I was taking the tram once, and then this guy came on with a surfboard, which makes sense, you know, he went surfing, he doesn't need his shoes. But it was interesting because he just had a surfboard, a book, a little penny board, skateboard, and just no shoes. And he was just standing on the tram on his way home or somewhere, and he just didn't bother to take any shoes at all. So he just walked completely barefoot everywhere from the beach to his house. Another time I saw it was, I went here during winter once and it was raining that day, and I went to the grocery store to just buy some food, and then I saw this guy walk in and he's barefoot, so that means he walked barefoot in the rain into the store, and then I saw his feet and it was like really not that clean. It was like kind of brown, kind of muddy. Clearly he's been walking in the rain, in the mud, into the store. and he was just having a casual chat with someone, and I was just like, what? That I don't understand. But you know, whatever works for them, I totally get it. You know, if you're surfing, then you kind of just don't want to have to carry so many things on you, but I could never do it. I could just never do it. Number 11, so the water in the toilets here are very, very shallow. So like the toilets are like this, right? And then usually the water is maybe like right here or something, but no, the toilet water level in Australia is like down here. It's like just a little bit of water. So when you do anything, poop, pee, it's just like loud, you know, because it's a much longer distance, and it's awful because there's also more splashback, because when it drops, it just goes all the way back up. So that's really annoying. Number 12, they have tiny light switches here. When I first saw them, I was like, why did they make them so small? It's just so much harder to press compared to like what we have back in Vancouver. And I'll show you guys, like, for example, this is how it looks like. Focus. You see how small they are? And like sometimes when you're in a rush and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go and turn on the light, it's just like, it's so small. Only one finger nail can go on it to turn it on and off. So I kind of miss what we have back at home. The next thing, number 13, is how large their coins are. Like, they're freaking huge. The 20-cent coin is massive. I'm gonna like insert pictures to my right so you guys can see, but in Canada our larger coins are like the $1, $2, you know, because they have more value to them. And then our 50 cents, like, sorry, we don't have 50 cents, but like 25 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, it just gets smaller and smaller. But then here it's flipped. Here the dollars and $2, they're actually the smallest coins. They're like tiny little coins. And then smaller cents, so like 10 cents, 20 cents, they're bigger. And the 20 cents is like massive. And they also have a coin called the 50 cents, and that one's literally two 20 cents combined into one, and it's gigantic. And I just hate it because anytime you use cash, you get so many coins back, and it just takes up so much space. They're so thick and so heavy, and then you just have all these, like, I just don't understand why they would want to make the smaller coins so big and heavy. I would hate to be like working like I don't know, a job where you get tips and people just like place them in jars, because a lot of people throw like 50 cents, the 20 cents in there, and when I look at those jars, they're just like filled with these big ass coins, and like if you were to take that home, it's just so heavy and inconvenient. Number 14. So this is about like job related field stuff. So if you work a Saturday, you get time and a half. So first of all, their minimum wage here is like 19-20 bucks, which is amazing. So if you work Monday to Friday, just a regular job, you would get like $20 as like a base level. And then if you work a Saturday, you get time and a half. And then if you work a Sunday, you get double time. And I don't know, that just blows my mind, because I would work Saturdays and Sundays all the time if that were the case, if I were really strapped for money, because it's just so easy. You know, like you're getting so much money for just working on a different day. Number 15, this is the very last one. So holidays here, there's something called a holiday surcharge. If you're an employer and you hire people to work in your cafe, you have to pay them like time and a half because they're working on a holiday. And in order to kind of make up for how much you have to spend on being open on a holiday and hiring all these people that you're paying time and a half, they have a holiday surcharge to kind of balance out what they're spending on their employees and what they're making, to kind of make it more equal. So yeah, those are pretty much all of the weird things, the 15 weird things I've noticed about the Gold Coast and Australia since moving here. Everything else is totally like, I don't know, it's relatively similar to Canada, North America, But those are just like the tiny little details that I was like, huh, that's interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.